I want the majority chief whip to keep to his words. He promised this house. He promised this house. We have seen the Minister of Interior in the chamber. We want to know when he is going to ensure that what he told us will be done. But I second the motion. You promised that the minister will be here to brief the house. Today he is here. Yesterday you said there was an emergency. You said there was an helicopter emergency, so he had to leave. Yeah, but yes, I agree. But today the minister is in this chamber. All the MPs are interested in that briefing.
Honorable
members, the motion.
Yes, I know. But let's keep the situation factual. Yesterday, the Minister for Interior was here in connection with Securities and Intelligence Bill. And at the time we were going to take the bill, there was an emergency. So he was not really here to brief the House, as we indicated. Honourable members, motion moved and seconded. It is for the consideration of the House. Yes, Honourable Kobe.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first, I think that we would thank the subcommittee that was set up by the Committee of the Whole to relook at the original formula. Mr. Speaker, if you take the formula, you can see that the equality factor has been increased from 20% to 40%. I think that is the most important thing we've been able to achieve in this House. At least now we are sure that a lot of our deprived areas will have equality of opportunity in determining their own destinies. And I believe that is key. Secondly, if you also look at the needs factor, which has come to 53%, clearly it shows that for the current situation, we should be able to be managing each and every district in this country. And then the 7% that was also allocated for service pressure. I believe that the metropolitan assemblies and the municipal assemblies should be supported. But Mr. Speaker, when you look at the formula and the allocations to each of the districts, you can see that the metropolitan assemblies clearly have been shortchanged. So I believe that we should make special provisions for them now and going forward to top up some of the metropolitan assemblies. Because if you take a place like Takrady, Sekendi Takrady, we have 3 constituencies. If we don't top up with time, we'll start agitating for municipalities for each of the constituencies. And I don't think that's what we want to do. Because sometimes when it is bigger, you can negotiate better with your size. Secondly, if you take a place like Kumasi Metropolis, which is about 5, they also seem to have been shortchanged a little bit. Tema to the same. So I believe that we should find a way that the District Assembly Common Fund and the Minister for Local Government do something for metropolitan assemblies. Now, Mr. Speaker, if you also take the formula, we have areas like the national projects, reserve funds, MMDAs and the rest. But Mr. Speaker, the reserve funds usually are for distressed districts. But unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, if we take this same formula, it also gives money to NADMO. Now, we know that one of the key activities of NADMO is to support families in terms of need, like roofing sheets, mattresses, and then the provision of rice and the rest. But Mr. Speaker, I have never ever heard that NADMO uses this money to pay for local rice production. They are always buying imported rice. And I believe that we should take a firm decision this time based on your directives to stop NADMO from buying foreign rice to distribute. Because the local rice, as we all know, have been produced in large quantities. And they are sitting in shops and stores all over the country, in the farms. And Mr. Speaker, if we don't have a positive policy action to force NADMO to be procuring from local farmers, Mr. Speaker, I believe that we'll not be doing ourselves any good in this country. Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I believe that we should be able to be purchasing these rice that are stored in all the locations across the length and breadth of all the farms in Ghana.
Yes, Honorable Achampo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also want to commend the Committee of the Whole for this elaborate report. And also, I'm excited, borrowing from the comment of the Minister, that this is what Parliament ought to do. Parliament would have the oversight and the ability to make amendments to suit the benefit of the total population. And I'm very excited about that. Mr. Speaker, I also want to draw our attention particularly to the page 10 of the report. We talked about the revenue capping. It keeps appearing, and I think that the House should take immediate steps to look at this. We are looking at fiscal decentralization and more of it. And so once we seek to send 80% of the funding to the district assemblies, more money means more development, more money going to the base. Mr. Speaker, I want to reiterate that the committee further observed concern regarding the capping of the DACF allocation under the Petroleum Revenue Management Act, which limits the share of the fund to a maximum of 5%. What it means is that the provision appears to be inconsistent with the Article 252 of the 1992 Constitution and the Local Governance Act 2016, and the decision in the Kodo versus Kwashi versus Attorney General delivered by the Supreme Court 2019. I think that the committee, the House, must take immediate steps to look at this so that there can be more money realized from the petroleum fund, which will mean that the district will have enough funding to be able to execute developmental projects. On this note, with these few words, I tend to support the report. Thank you.
Yes.
Speaker, let me add my voice to the terms of the motion ably moved by a leader for the adoption of the report to adopt the 2026 DACF formula. Speaker, key component of the consideration that we had was the arrears, which also affect the early completion of the legacy projects. And the legacy projects, Speaker, when we actually consider them, they are in excess of nearly 5,000. That's 4,767 projects. And Speaker, because these projects are dotted all over the respective constituencies, is really, they reflect the impact that the MPs make. So I want to urge, I'm happy that the Deputy Finance Minister is here. He's just stepped out. I'm happy that he's here. I want to urge the Finance Minister to take steps to pay the arrears so that the projects can be completed, especially the legacy projects, so the communities can put them to the purpose for which they've been set up. Speaker, with these words, I urge the House that we adopt this report to approve of the formula. I thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, honorable members, at the conclusion of the debate, the question is, as many as are in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted, and that this Honorable House adopt the report of the Committee of the Whole and approve the proposed formula for distributing the District Assembly's Common Fund for the year 2026. Yes, Majority Leader. Honorable with the condition of the Minister for Education.
Yes.
I'm pleading that we should do his business for him.
Speaker, we are praying that we take business listed on other paper addendum, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Minority Leader, I will communicate your concern.
Engaged extensively with the minority leadership, and he's in support.
Speaker, fortunately, the minister is fully supported by his deputy. So if there are some emergencies that the minister would have to attend to by way of medical support, the first deputy speaker sought the support of leadership in respect of the other paper addendum because of the minister's situation. And I'm saying that the minister has his deputy here. It's not me saying it.
Oh, the minister has.
No,
the minister has.
No, I have not said that. Maybe you didn't hear the first deputy speaker.
I'm saying the minister has no situation. The real reason why we'll consider the minister's business first is because he's a senior and he was the leader of the house. So his business takes precedence over every other, minister, unless as a minister you can prove that you are senior to him.
Speaker, what the majority leader just did basically was to overrule you. But Mr. Speaker, I won't go on the path he has taken. I will go by the path you have taken. The minister can take leave of us. He is our senior. But he has a deputy. He has a deputy. So the deputy can stay. So that we do the business of the minister. Mr. Speaker, the Minister of Education was once upon a time a minority leader. And he laid that foundation for the right thing to be done. Mr. Speaker, it cannot be that because of seniority, other important imperatives required of him will not be met. Mr. Speaker, he knows what to do. Mr. Speaker, the Minister of Education knows what to do to brief members properly, make sure that sufficient copies are distributed and all. Mr. Speaker, he comes here seniority. Members have not the report, they just distributed. Not all members have received copies. Then they say we should take his business. Mr. Speaker.
Minority Leader.
Well, Mr. Speaker.
I plead with you that I will communicate same to the minister, or he's here listening to you, that sufficient copies of the report would have to be distributed so that members will read the report and contribute accordingly. So I agree perfectly with you. So the whips must take note.
Mr. Speaker, the problem is the clerks at table. The clerks. Mr. Speaker, they would always delay, and they just started the distribution. The problem is your clerks. That is coming from the clerks at table. You are supposed to ensure timely distribution and ensure that members get copies. Mr. Speaker, the public is watching us. Every now and then they say, oh, Parliament will rush things, We need to go through it thoroughly before. Mr. Speaker, if they want to do it, that is their responsibility. We will not be part of it.
Members, at commencement of public business, presentation of papers, other paper addendum. Chairman of the committee. You should read.
Report of the Committee on Education on University of Engineering and Agricultural Sciences Bill 2025.
Honourable members, the report has been duly presented. Majority Leader. Yes.
Speaker, I just conferred with my colleagues. We just reached out to the ranking and the deputy ranking on the Education Committee. The Speaker, I want to place it on record. According to both of them, the chair did not give an indication that this matter will be taken today. Mr. Speaker, a committee is a committee of parliament made up of the majority and the minority. The practice has always been that the chair will confer with the ranking. Mr. Speaker, this is not a one-sided house. This is not a one-sided house. We just spoke to them. The ranking and his deputy are unaware. In fact, they say in the report, you've not shown them a copy of the draft report. Then you sign, you bring it to parliament, that we should take them. That's bad faith. Mr. Speaker, that is bad faith. That is bad faith. Mr. Speaker, the proceedings on this matter be suspended. Let's allow the ranking and the chair to confer. He didn't inform our side. And that is the information coming from them. And it's most unfair.
Yes, Majority Leader. Yes, Majority Leader.
Oh no, I'm not going to speak against you. I'm not. I will not speak against you. Mr. Speaker, I think we can go ahead.
Yes, what's the indication? Very well. Motion numbered 2.
Speaker, yet
on the
addendum
paper. Addendum.
Motion number
Minister
2.
for Education.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that motion 2, as it appears in addendum order paper, page 1, be so moved today. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Members, motion move and seconder.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Motion move and seconded. It is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, I'll put a question. This is a procedural motion. As many as are in favor say aye. Those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. We then move to consequential motion number 3, Minister for Education. Order paper then.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the University of Engineering and Agricultural Sciences Bill 2025 be now read a second time. And Mr. Speaker, in doing so, as you may recall, far back in 2016, there was the decision by then government to establish the University for Sustainable Development in the Eastern Region in Somanya. Subsequent to it, Mr. Speaker, there was decision in 2022. Government then got support from the Korean Exim Bank of $90 million to support the construction of what was referred to as the Bunsu University project, which is now properly christened the University of Engineering and Agricultural Sciences, which, Mr. Speaker, the President is seeking that by end of year this year 2026, and in particular in October this year, the school should begin admissions to admit at least about 800 students to the School of Engineering, divided into 2, 400 students for engineering, 400 students for Agric sciences. Mr. Speaker, as you may recall, the University for Environment and Sustainable Development, UESD, has even marked its 5th anniversary, which is the headquarters in Somanya. Mr. Speaker, by this intervention, we are seeking Parliament support to get the university established. Mr. Speaker, policy supports that this university should have 2 additional campuses, one in Achirensua in the Ahafo region and the second in Ohio in the Volta region. The Ohio campus will be dedicated to agricultural-related sciences and innovation, and the Achenswa campus will be dedicated to innovation and applied sciences. Mr. Speaker, it is the desire of the President that we don't just go ahead announcing and naming universities. It should be preceded with minimum infrastructure requirement. So the desire is that government will begin some support of infrastructure in Ohio, which already has an agricultural college, in order that it will be upgraded in future into a full-fledged university. Same, Mr. Speaker, will be done for the campus in Achenswa. It will start off as a satellite campus, ultimately with the intention that it will also grow to become a full-fledged university to serve the Ahafo region. Mr. Speaker, it is the intention of President Mahama that each region should have a dedicated public university of its own, and where necessary, an accompanying technical university to deal with it. So, Mr. Speaker, I should recognize my predecessor minister, who was minister in 2022, the Honorable Napo, when they got this facility. Mr. Speaker, it also means that minimum, to get basic infrastructure for a university now, you are looking at about $100 million US. That can accommodate at least some thousand students. Mr. Speaker, this particular school, in fact, when I visited Bunsu, I was subsequently invited by the Ochihini. It is in his traditional domain. There is a central administration block, a school of agriculture with classroom, laboratories, and offices, a school of engineering with classroom, laboratory, and offices, an exhibition innovation center, library, auditorium, cafeteria, and a professor and senior staff accommodation. So, Mr. Speaker, the school is ready to take off, but Parliament needs to establish the legal framework which will give birth to the university. Mr. Speaker, let me thank and assure the Honorable Minority Leader that when the committee met, we had the Honorable Educhum, former Minister of Education, and his deputy ranking, Honorable Yusuf. I sat throughout the meeting when the bill was being considered by the committee, and I'm sure members will recall that, Mr. Speaker, the initial desire, as I said, was to establish the University of Environment and Sustainable Development, which was located in Somanya. Now you have a new university taking off in Bunsu, and it is our desire as government to establish an additional campus of that university in Ohio, in the Volta region, purposefully for agriculture-related courses. Then Achirenswa in the Ahafo region to do the related applied sciences. Mr. Speaker, somewhere along the line, not related to this, the President has also decided that Keta will become campus to the UHAS, the institution responsible for applied health sciences in the Volta region. A school of biomedical engineering and pharmacology will be established in Keta as an additional campus for it. Mr. Speaker, we would seek to expand access to higher quality education. Indeed, it is also the desire of government that the university, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Obuasi is growing faster and its surrounding area. We are considering, subject to the advice of the Dr. Christina Mwaku Nuama Committee, we may hive off Obuasi to be a campus of its own, in addition to seeking to establish and redeveloping the Kwadasu School of Agriculture and another in Mampong for that purpose. But, Mr. Speaker, let me urge members to support it. Mr. Speaker, the Korean government have been very supportive of the government of Ghana. President Mahama just returned from a diplomatic trip in Korea, and some of the economic dividends, Mr. Speaker, will be that President Mahama was there seeking additional funding for the University of Science and Technology to be established in Damangu, and for additional funding to support the completion of the Bunsu University. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to note and announce that whilst President Mahama was in South Korea, he managed to forge a new relationship between the University for Environment and Sustainable Development and one of the key universities in South Korea. We will continue to strengthen those bonds of partnership. in order that we improve research and innovation in our country. Mr. Speaker, should Parliament support in getting this done, we will be contributing to the development of Ghana's human capital, particularly at the tertiary education level. I so submit. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honorable members, motion ably moved. I'll call on the chairman of the committee to present the committee's report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to present the committee's report. I will go to the deliberations and a few other issues, and I urge the Hazard Department to capture the whole report as having been read. Mr. Speaker, the bill was laid on the 17th of February 2026 and then referred to the committee accordingly. The committee met on Tuesday, 10th March 2026 and deliberated on the referral. We wish to thank the Minister for his presence, as well as the Deputy Minister and then Attorney General Department. Mr. Speaker, as the Minister had just said, he had captured almost everything that we said. We have a few amendments that are proposed, about 15 of them, and then we hope that they will be taken through. So, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, the committee, having carefully examined the University of Engineering and Agricultural Sciences Bill 2025, finds that the bill is both necessary and timely. It establishes a modern and comprehensive legal foundation that addresses the university's current realities and future aspirations. The bill strengthens governance structures, clarifies institutional arrangements, promotes academic freedom and inclusivity, and enhances transparency and financial accountability. In this regard, the committee recommends to the House to adopt and approve its report and pass the University of Engineering and Agricultural Sciences Bill 2025 in accordance with Article 106 of the 1992 Constitution. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, motion moved and seconded. It is for the consideration of the House. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful to you for the treasure space to add my voice to the bill before us, University of Engineering and Agricultural Sciences Bill 2026, to be located at Bunsu in the Eastern Region. Mr. Speaker, I remember in the year 2024, the previous administration wanted to establish 4 new universities, of which this institution was part. In fact, I led the team to Koforidua to look into establishing these 4 universities. One was supposed to be at Akodie, Mampong, Kintampo, and Bunso. And interestingly, I remember the current chairman of the Education Committee was the ranking, and Kementa Park was the deputy ranking. And they opposed this. They wouldn't even allow me to go into the bills. Mr. Speaker, we will support it. We will support it because if you look at the education sector plan, 2018 to 2030, we are talking of having a gross tertiary education enrollment ratio of 40% by 2030. And the more we establish universities in this country, the better for us to achieve that goal, making education diverse for all and sundry. Mr. Speaker, so I will support it, and I'm happy that the Minister, in his comments, indicated that the Kwadaso Agric College, which is one of the finest with enhanced infrastructural facilities, will be considered so that it is upgraded to be a full-fledged university, if possible, and I trust the Minister that will be able to do it. Mr. Speaker, looking at the report, 2 issues are striking. Number 1 is that this university is going to have a specialized focus on science, engineering, and agriculture. looking at our economy at the moment, Mr. Speaker, I think we need that. We need to train more students in the area of science, in the area of engineering and agriculture. It's very important, Mr. Speaker. Before we can create meaningful jobs for our teeming youth, we must be intentional on these areas of focus. And if you're able to do that, Mr. Speaker, I think it will help us. And again, Mr. Speaker, the report also talks about the need to strengthen the collaboration of industry and academia. This is crucial and we need it. And for us to strengthen a strong industrial base, I think that it is in the right direction to have this tertiary education institution to be located at Bunso with 2 other campuses. On that, Mr. Speaker, I support this bill, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to expedite it for it to start meaningful and effective operations as soon as possible. And that's all, Speaker. Thank you once again for indulging me. I'm grateful.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Joseph Kuma.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to add my voice to comment on this bill. Mr. Speaker, I will not say much. Normally, I say as a issues, very important things are very short. We don't talk plenty. JM, as I always repeat. My only thing is to thank the Korea government on behalf of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and our Minister of Education and Ghanaian people for, since November, source, graphic online, if November 2016, that the Korean government indicated its willingness to support. And now going ahead to pledge 100 million financing of University of Education is no means a small thing to commend them for. And as I said, that is a very excellent thing, and we'll continue to thank them. And for His Excellency's foresight in continuing in the free senior high education indirectly by creating avenues for the students to get access into universities. This is a forthright thinking government. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Abujinopo.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the initiative which is being very ably led by the Honorable Minister for Education. Mr. Speaker, and also to salute him for his extraordinary leadership in reforming and leading educational reforms as started by the Akufo-Addo administration. I think it's highly commendable. And clearly, higher education has been progressing from government to government, from President Rawlings's government when the very transformative University of Development Studies was established in northern Ghana. So, Speaker, all through the years where we've had multiple universities established. Mr. Speaker, I am particularly excited and encouraged by the target areas this university seeks to focus on, which is engineering and agricultural sciences. Mr. Speaker, STEM has become the established bedrock on which nations are seeking to develop science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and science. Has become the major pillar on which countries are seeking to have transformation. And indeed, a lot is already been done in that area, which is why engineering and agricultural studies is very much welcome. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude by indicating that not long ago, we were informed that a university was to be established in the Savannah region, specifically in Damango. Mr. Speaker, we're told that a $30 million United States dollars grant is being secured from the Chinese government, and a university is going to be established in Damango, the capital of Savannah region. So, Speaker, if you allow me, the Savannah region is about one of the only regions without a university. And indeed, this intervention came as a very refreshing and welcome news. And the people of Damango and Savannah region are looking forward to it with a lot of upbeat and excitement. I see that the minister has brought this bill before Parliament, and it appears that this particular university is gathering a lot of momentum. I'll be very happy if some attention is paid to the Damango University bit, because that is so important to the good people of Savannah region and the good people of Damango. And as the Minister of Education can very well agree with me, very important to my good self. I've been following up with him, and every time I've met him, I've reminded him that our university is so dear to us, and we should try and work towards it, especially that he's also a friend of Savannah region. Mr. Speaker, with these words, I support the move by the Minister for Education. Thank you very much.
Yes, Honorable Konisauda.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also rise to add my voice to the earlier speakers who have supported this motion or bill. Mr. Speaker, my support is based on the fact that in the Ahafo region where Stevie Safit is and where I come from, there are several senior high schools. I can count as many as 20 senior high schools, all producing students ready to access tertiary education. Unfortunately, we don't have a university in the region, and President Mama has committed to establish a university in all the new regions. And therefore, for me, this university comes with good news for the people of Ahafo, because one of the campuses of the university to be established will be at Achirensua, which is in my constituency. It is my view that this campus will serve the people of Ahafo as a starter, hoping that in future we would upgrade it to become a full university as the minister has committed to it. But Mr. Speaker, the other thing I wish to raise is the fact that as we establish these universities and churning out graduates from the universities, and the numbers that we churn out year after year, as a nation, it is my view that we have to sit and plan how we can provide jobs for these university graduates upon completion. It is a threat to governance in this country. It is a threat to democracy in this country. Some conscious effort must be put in place to ensure that job opportunities are created to absorb these graduates upon completion of the universities. With these few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I support the motion with all my weight and hope that members will support and get it passed. Thank you very much.
Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also like to add my voice in supporting this report. And I'm also very excited that in 2022, when the sword cutting for the construction of this university, I was personally there. And I am very happy. Mr. Speaker, it will interest you to note that I was a social studies teacher. And one key thing one of the subjects that we teach our students was mistakes that Ghana did after independence. And one thing kept appearing, mistakes that Ghana did after independence. One of it was having our educational setup more theoretical than practical. And as we move forward, we tend to increase the humanities subject in our technical institutions. One of such was Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, which was supposed to be a purely science school, but because of sometimes the need for these universities to raise resources, I would only urge that looking at the focus of this university, as we begin, we will maintain this focus in terms of making sure that truly it is purely going to be in the sciences, engineering, and Agric base. Mr. Speaker, I also want to urge the minister to also look at, as we talk about job creation, we have a lot of state farms dotted across the district. I can cite Kwamosu State Farm, which is in Ekrapim North, and Okrakojo State Farms. When we were young people, they used to have oil palm plantations and other plantations. If you go back to see the state of these state farms, one, it is non-functional, and two, even it is turning into residential areas. And this is very disturbing. As we are going to produce students into engineering and Agric, we should be able to have spaces for them to even practice and also have their own entrepreneurship production in terms of agriculture. And so I want to urge that as a house, the Minister of Education and the Ministry of Agric would start looking at these state farms that have been left, practically doing nothing. As we talk about food security, we'll talk about capacity building in these areas. It will be an interesting area for us to have as practicals for these students which we are going to enroll. Not only them, the University of Ghana Agri Department and all that. I live that Ashie area, and you saw those days, they produce local yogurt, they produce milk. We are talking about job creation and 24-hour economy. So, leader, what I want to say is that I am very excited that 4 years down the lane, we have seen the continuation of this university, and finally we are going to see recruitment into this university. This is one of the projects that has been timely, because at the time it was mentioned that the first batch of students will be in October 2026, and that was from 4 years back. And we are here today ahead of our schedule to approve the bill. So on this, with these few words, I want to commend the Minister of Education and the committee, and also to add my voice to the support of this report. Thank you very much.
Honorable Jerry Ahmed, you were on your feet a few minutes ago. You have the floor. Please do have the floor.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, as I rise to add my voice to this motion, let me first commend the Minister of Education for reconsidering the earlier initiative by the previous government, Nanado Baumia government, the need to ferry this bill to this hallowed chamber. Speaker, as Professor Kingsley said, this bill was originally brought, and you had my friend, now the Deputy Minister, who vehemently opposed his lane, just the lane, in 2022. Speaker, by God's grace today, we have this opportunity to have the government of today to rebrand the same bill, the same institution, and bring it for consideration. Speaker, whilst at that,
honourable members, ordinarily I won't take the majority chief whip, but certain things have been said. I was also a member of the education committee at that material moment, so I'll give him the floor. Yes,
Speaker. Yes, not just that he's my colleague leader, he's my brother. I am the son's godfather, and he knows that on grounds of order 122. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm going about it that way. That he was not here. in 2022. He was not here. And the deputy minister was then deputy ranking. So he should withdraw that part. He has a way that he can make that point without saying it the way he did. So withdraw that portion and let's make progress.
Speaker, today, whilst we are before you in this chamber, there is something very critical that we have to look at from the same bill. Speaker, from the report. That says, Speaker, with your permission, if I may read the second paragraph of the background, which says that university education has since independence remained largely accessible to a very small segment of the Ghanaian society. The introduction of the free senior high school, Speaker, emphasis, the introduction of the free senior high school education will soon impact on university education. Simply start. Speaker, what we are trying to do is to understand that the free senior high school has come to stay. And it's been very beneficial to each and everyone who's found reason to continue education into the university level. Speaker, you know the good part about this university? Speaker, it's a university that is going to deal with engineering and agricultural sciences. Speaker, my interest is the agricultural sciences. Speaker, recently I had the opportunity of being in Barcelona, and I learned a lot with reference to IT or AI, the use of AI. Speaker, my view is that if we are going to agricultural sciences, are we considering integrating AI or mechanization or modern ways of farming? If that is the case, which I believe that is one of the reasons why we are discussing this bill, then we ought to move from advising people to sink boreholes in cocoa farms. Speaker, there is also the consideration for us to think thoroughly about even our own projects. We should get farmers well educated so that the Nkukon Kitinkiti project will come to stay. And it wouldn't be just a campaign promise and would be some noise out there. Speaker, and this is because if we are able to learn the lessons from the Akonfem project.
Please keep to order 127.
Speaker, I'm very much guided. Speaker, the point is that AI is the order of the day. The essence of this university would accord students a lot of new forms of learning, especially into farming and agriculture as a whole. Speaker, if we are able to adopt such measures, there is the need for us to now know that when we are farming, we'll farm with ease. We'll use the right products, the right farm techniques. And therefore, Speaker, this is the right time to reintroduce this bill and to ensure that it goes through all the stages for it to be passed. Speaker, I rest my case and thank you very much.
Yes, Deputy Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the motion and the report by the Education Committee on the establishment of the University of Engineering and Agricultural Sciences. I wish to commend His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and the Minister for Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, for this great initiative. Mr. Speaker, we all recall that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has made university education or tertiary education free for persons with disability. I want to appeal to the Minister that we should ensure that whatever facilities are going to be constructed at these campuses should be disability friendly. And I believe that as they go to school for free and the facilities are disability friendly, it's going to help them in their studies. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Members, Honorable Minority Leader, I thought you seconded the motion. You seconded the... No. It was a procedure that is... Okay, I'll give you the floor. want to yield to your ranking. Yes, but practically, let's see what happened in the House. You will be the 5th person to speak from your side. So if you add it up, 10 members of parliament debating a motion. That's why I'm asking whether you want to yield to him.
Speaker, you want to speak?
Speaker, let me plead that being who he is, let him have a bite, but limit him to say 5 minutes. Then we can take leader. Then we can close it. Because of the role he played in his past life. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.